All right. I think I'm live. All right. Well, hello and good evening. I'm Holly Brink. Thanks, Brian. I'm Holly Brink, the co-founder and COO of my real estate company. So thanks for tuning in tonight. I am all by my lonesome, and much to Sandy's chagrin, probably I am congested. So this is me. Totally me. So anyways, Sandy has revised our slides. So I'm going to go through them and just kind of give you a rundown and a recap of our company. So a little bit about us. Sandy and I are equal partners in this company. She is leading the charge as the CEO, and I am the COO. So Sandy brings years of dedication, operations, her Marine veteran background. She's got business, operations and contingency planning, all kinds of operation stuff. So, yes, I did find that. And then I bring to the table like 8 years of managing broker experience, 15 years of real estate experience. And, both of us have spent time at different brokerages, most recently, two different national brokerages. And we just talked a lot about what we liked about the companies and where we felt like they were really going wrong. And a couple of those key things we'll cover tonight. And we decided that we wanted to do things differently. So, all right, still getting used to this slide. Okay. So, who we've built this brokerage for is agents who take their reputation seriously, agents who want to produce and actually look forward to having coaching and real support, as well as premium tools. We definitely invest our money back into the brokerage, into the agents with tools like Follow Up Boss and Luxury Presence, among other things. And we really just want to teach our agents how to run their business like a business without the added pressure of recruiting. We really felt, hi, Debbie, we really felt like the toxicity of the downline model is just over. Like we're just over it. And we think that a lot of agents that we vibe with feel the same way. So back to basics and production. All right. All right. So over the years, we've heard agents complain about a lot of different things, whether it's their recruiting model, broken support systems, fake promises. Like sometimes you have that person who's trying to recruit you to the company and promises you the world, and then you actually sign on the line and you don't get anything that you were promised. Or you're kind of like, oh, I should have joined that group over there to get real support. And we just wanted to do away with all of that, right? So we want a smooth culture, a smooth onboarding, and just like one all for one and one for all. So some of the things about us is the premium. I don't know. Some of these things in this presentation are supposed to like open, but okay, so premium brands, premium tools, like I told you, like Follow Up Boss, Luxury Presence. I know, Sandy, I'm sorry, okay? I even did some nasal spray, but white glove onboarding. So we hired Brian, and that is what he does all day, every day. Is he helps white glove onboard our agents. Real-time contract compliance and support. So we are in your channels so that we can see your transaction from beginning to end. And what this means for agents is like real-time feedback, real-time coaching, being able to go back to your clients like sooner rather than later when you have maybe forgotten an initial or need to change how something is worded. Instead of that embarrassing like 2 days before closing, like, oh, I need you to sign that lead-based paint disclosure. Because we all make mistakes, but the sooner you find it, the better, right? Because it's embarrassing to go back to your client like right before closing. And even worse, at some companies, it's like after closing, they're like, oh, by the way, you're missing these things and we can't pay you till you get them. So then you're calling up and chasing your clients down for signatures after closing, and it's so embarrassing. So we wanted to end all that by being in your files from the very beginning and making sure that we had a pulse on what was going on. So we're very ready for your closing day just as much as you are. And then, I think the other thing that makes us different is that we are invite only. And we don't just say that as like a marketing shtick or anything. Like genuinely, we're looking for a specific vibe, and not like to mean girl anybody or be like, you're not welcome here, but like seriously, like we're looking for agents that are serious about production, that want to show up to our coaching and our trainings, that want to give back and like do a coaching or training, that want to produce and hit specific metrics. We love helping agents go from like 6 to 12 deals a year to 20, 30 deals a year. We would love to 10x your income. And we've done that time and time again with agents over the years that Sandy Lynn and I have mentored separately and together. So, um, great. And Debbie even said, yeah, I'm no longer concerned about rushing last minute to make sure I have everything. Our support staff is truly amazing. And that's, I spend my day and my nights really automating things and setting up systems for the staff and the agents to help them automate the things like the busy work and the things that can and should be automated so that we can spend more time on the human side, whether that's our staff, coaching, training, auditing, giving real-time feedback to agents, or our agents being able to spend more time on appointments, showing properties. Like we like to really do the heavy lifting on the back end with our TC department too. So, oh yeah. So basically the invite only, we're looking for people that show up and show out, actually participate and engage. So we're not for everybody. Some people just don't want to show up, don't want to participate, don't want to engage, or don't care enough about their production. And so interesting how that all works out. So, we are a premium brand. We're not built just to look cool. Part of the reason we're invite only is to protect your name, protect your deals, protect your time, protect your clients, and protect your future. So we strive for this every day. We want my real estate company to be a household name like some other competitors. We are looking forward to the day that people are like, oh, I'm using my real estate company and this is my real estate agent and my realtor. And we're just really, really excited about all that. Okay, so part of the white glove onboarding I mentioned, we have Brian, he's kind of leading the way and helping set the foundation for things to come. But we have different things in place so that you can actually start your transition or your transfer before you come over. And so we can get your system set up, and then you meet with Brian and he'll help with your pop-all, he'll help you with your website, he'll help make sure that you can get into Slack and your email. And then you meet with our compliance department to make sure you understand how that's going to work. And then your broker, you get to meet with your broker. And right now it's one-on-one. Eventually it'll be in like small groups. That makes most sense. But right now we're able to do one-on-one onboarding, and we're really excited to offer that because we feel like, retention starts at onboarding. So we want to roll out the red carpet for you when you join and make sure that you're happy here and we've answered all of your questions. Trying really hard not to read the slides, you guys. So you guys know I'm a slide slut sometimes, and I just read from the slides. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Okay, but support that actually exists. So we show up here in our Zoom office. Well, every day on Twitch, we show up Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Central, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central, so that we can give training. And thanks, Debbie. And so that we can be here. Mondays are like our casual coffee chats. I've been doing that for years. So you can bring real-time questions, problems, real-time things going on in the industry, and we can talk about them on Monday mornings. Then Tuesdays, we do our true crime and real estate because, stories, wait, what is it? Facts tell, stories sell. Whatever. Anyways, you're more likely to remember things when there are stories. So it's one thing to know wire fraud exists, but it's another to put that with the, old lady who was taken advantage of, right? So We like to do true crime on Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays are our Work It Wednesdays. So we like to bring something to the table to help agents in their business. So today, for example, or yesterday, for example, Sandy did a Popple training. Next week, she's going to do ManyChat, and we've got a lot of cool things lined up. So, and then Thursdays are our company meetings. And then every day, Monday through Friday from 10 to 2, we're in the Zoom office. Thank you. Facts tell, stories tell. Perfect. So every day, Monday through Friday, at least from 10 to 2, we're in the Zoom office, but our agents can testify. We are in here all the time. Even nights and weekends when one of us is working, we jump into the office. So we're here. We like to record everything anyways for that documentary that will happen someday, right? But also by appointment. So whether you want to meet with your broker or you want to meet with me, um, you know, we're here. We all have our offices. So if you are in Texas, for example, you want to meet with Lindsay, you hop into the Zoom office from 10 to 2. We can put you into her Texas office and she can help answer your questions. And we really work as a team. So all brokers kind of take turns being the point person and on call because, 90% of broker advice is with our brokers going to be pretty much the same and standard. You just have that little bit that's like state specific. And we know enough to know when it's like general advice or state specific advice. So we are all here, all hands on deck. And I believe that, one of our agents really saw that in true action when he was struggling with a well issue. It was like a water well thing. And it was an Illinois deal, but I've never actually dealt, like in all my years of real estate, I've never actually had a property with a well before. And so luckily Lindsay, who's our like farm and ranch queen, she was like around, we tagged her in, she told us all about wells. It was really awesome. And this all happened in real time. Yes. And we had our first big HR complaint. So Sandy. All right. So real-time compliance, I feel like I've already beaten this like a dead horse, but really we are in your channels, your broker, your compliance, the TC, if you've opted into that service. And if you're in the mentoring program, our GPS program, then your advisor would be in your channel as well. And that way we can give you real-time advice. We can have conversations about that specific transaction. So there's no more like hunting for files. It's like, hey, I'm talking about this Slack channel, this file, and we can get right to work. We can give voice messages, videos, whatever. So, all right. Okay, so again, I mentioned this already. I kind of jumped the gun, but we're really proud of the tools that we've offered. So when Sandy and I were first building this brokerage, we met with a lot of different companies so that we could find the best of the best. Now, it's really easy to be like, oh, I want to, use this company because they do everything, from CRM to websites to auditing to whatever. But we were like, that's not really what we want, though. We want like the best of each thing. And normally, the best of each thing just does that thing, maybe one or two things, but not everything. So that's why we landed on Luxury Presence for websites, Follow Up Boss for CRMs. In all of our years, we've never heard anybody say anything bad about CRM or Follow Up Boss, except for one person, but he shall remain nameless. But everyone else loves Follow Up Boss. And so we have that because it's great at what it does. And then everything kind of syncs and talks together. Then we're continually negotiating things. Like we just locked in our APHW relationship. We just locked in our showcase opportunity for our agents through Zillow. We are on track to do some other really cool things with Zillow over the next couple of months. So we're just continually trying to find the right things. Also, we decided to be e-sign platform of choice, which initially can sometimes cause some confusion, but the whole idea is that some agents are really comfortable with dot loop. Some are really comfortable with their systems. And for example, Iowa gives us form simplicity, and that's my favorite e-sign platform because it's what I know, right? And change can be hard sometimes. So we do give a dot loop account to anyone that needs it if it's not provided, by your association or whatever, and that is your preferred platform. And then because we need some consistency, we do have our TC clients when they're doing TC things use dot loop. That way she can just jump right in and help with whatever. But ultimately it's eSign platform of choice because we do our auditing in a proprietary Slack system that I've built. So very exciting. We wanted to make it easy for you to drop your files in there. And then Popple digital business card, marketing templates through Canva. AdWorks is coming soon. And oh, I just saw one I forgot. Oh, the Google Workspace. So a lot of companies give you like an email alias, which is fine, but we decided, at least for now, we're going to give everyone a full Google suite so that you as an agent can use Google Calendar. You can use Google Vids, which is like Loom almost. There's even AI stuff in there that we can show you how to use. So we're working on building up that library of trainings as well, so you can take full advantage of it. Okay, so this is a brokerage model, not a subscription trap. So we're very cognizant and we don't want it to come off like we're nickel and diming agents. Some brokerages kind of do that. It's kind of like a gotcha, like, oh, it's, whatever split, but it's this and this and this and that at each closing. So, yes, it's Google Workspace. Is that what I said? So unlimited personal deals. One of the other things Sandy and I really believe in is not having policies that we're going to not enforce. So the policies that we do create are for the protection of the brokerage or for the agents themselves or both most of the time. We really want to not have anything that we're not going to enforce. So we wanted to give agents just right off the bat unlimited personal deals, no matter how many it is a year. NAR membership is not required. So if you are an agent that doesn't need a NAR association membership, we have a path for that. Our company paid E&O insurance is included in what you pay. The only caveat to that is Nebraska because they require 2-year policies. So you still have to get one through Rice Insurance. But our E&O policy is amazing. It does include some seller protection. Peace of mind is what it's called for 6 months, like $25,000. And there's ways to extend it to $50,000 or extend it to 12 months as well. That's for if it's their primary residence. Then free merch and a welcome kit. And then we have health, dental, vision, and pet care options available. And that's like an add-on if you're interested because not everybody needs it. Talked about our live trainings, and it's not AI slop. We have the people that really believe and have experience in what they're teaching and coaching on that they do it. So like Josh's is like lead gen. Lindsay and I like to talk about like NAR, non-NAR, what the difference is. Lindsay's obviously farm and ranch. And so each of our staff members kind of have like the thing that they're really good at. Uh, and then property management. So I understand completely why other national brokerages don't do property management. It's oftentimes high risk, low reward, but I'm not afraid of it. That's how I got started in real estate. So I started in a property management, apartment management, on-site property management, in a 136 unit apartment community in Phoenix, Arizona. And then I did single family property management. So I'm not scared, right? Not scared at all. But we aren't going to at this time like train anybody up, but we are open to the conversation if somebody has experience or a book of business and wants to talk about building something with us. We are absolutely open to that. So yeah, our membership tiers. So the basic but premium, the basic standard membership is 85-15 split. So 15% to the brokerage, 85% to the agent with a $15,000 annual cap, $189 monthly fee, $250 transaction fee, and a $299 one-time join fee. So that's just like the standard membership, but we also have premium memberships for if you're farm and ranch, commercial, luxury in 3 or more states. Then the split's the same, but the caps and the fees are a little bit different. So I think that might be a bigger transaction fee too. So we're still kind of working on this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sandy, but it's because the tools are different, right? Like, so you get different tools, extra tools if you're in any of those things. And then we're working on our, you know how my brain works, right, Debbie? But then we're working on our GPS programs. So if you are a residential agent, for example, and you want to get coached up and trained into doing farm and ranch, then we will partner you with an advisor who has experience in farm and ranch and get you coached up and collaborate and get you the education and training you need. So yes, you're right. And our veterans get their join fee waived. So we really want to, we're a pretty veteran heavy brokerage. And that's the other thing I think that sets us apart because I don't know, there's something just different about you veterans. Like if you are really all in, like your brain was rewired, you're organized, obedient, like tough usually. And so we have a substantial amount of veterans here. So you are welcome if you're here. Um, all right. So what does it mean to cap? So for a while we were calling it annual maximum, but to be honest, that was just confusing people. So I think we went back to cap because that's just the industry standard. But some brokerages don't even know, like some agents don't know what cap means. So we kind of wanted to break it down because some agents, I can't even duplicate it, but for example, exit realty agents don't seem to understand what cap means in this context because they're like, oh, well, once I make $100,000, then I'm 100% with my company. And I'm like, yeah, but what was your split? And how much did you get to give back to the company? And it's like, they just don't know. So, um, uh, so for example, 300,000 GCI with an 85-15 split, the agent would take home $255,000. All right. At a traditional brokerage with no cap. So the company would take 45,000 of that. We cap $15,000 annually. So you would um, get to keep a whole lot more of your money in your pocket. And once you hit that $15,000, then you keep 100% of your split and you still just have the monthly and the transaction fee. And right now we have an amazing one-time lifetime offer of a lifetime cap. So if you're interested in that, you have to reach out to us. I'm not going to tell you anything more, but there's an opportunity there. So Brian said, what I found was that since we've been trained and prepared for actual life and death circumstances, when something is broken, not working, people are freaking out. It's no big deal to us. We don't panic. Yeah, I totally believe that. And I've always been one that's good under pressure. So it's probably like why I jive. But yeah, I totally get that. Because there are people who it seems like every little thing just kind of like ruins their day or like is just too much for them to handle. So what happens after you cap? You keep 100% of your commission, you still get full support, still get all the tools, all the trainings, white glove service, like nothing changes. We don't, take anything away just because you capped. In fact, we're trying to continue to give incentives on what that looks like when you do cap or take advantage of our once in a lifetime cap opportunity. So I mentioned this already, but the invite only, like I said, it's not just like a sales pitch or a scheme or a joke. Like we legitimately have turned people away or left them on red because we knew they were not a good culture fit or they had some serious like black marks on their reputation. So we are very serious about protecting our agents that are here, their reputation, tracking who leaves, who we would invite back, who would obviously need to interview, who we wouldn't even entertain the thought of having them back for one reason or another. So very important to us that we have those kind of standards. Sandy says it best where it's like, and this is not a big, I mean, it's kind of a dig at some of the other branches of the veterans, but or the military, but like a lot of them are like, oh, join us, pick us, and they'll like take anybody, right? But specifically the Marines, she remembered, was like, you can't do it. Like you don't belong here. Like you prove to us why you belong here. And that's really the mental, like the approach that we take. Like, why do you want to, like, why do you deserve our attention and our coaching and our, like, what are you going to bring to the table? So just a mindset shift. So we don't do MLM energy, clicks, ranks, recruiting pressure. There's no special clubs here or downlines or group names. Like that's just toxic. We are MyRECo, you know, we might be in the two division, but we are all my real estate company. And so uh there's none of that clicky shit here. We don't want to replace human wisdom with bots. In fact, Josh just did an interview with me the other day, Sandy. I don't know if you knew that, but interviewed me on kind of what that means to us and what, like, how much we love automation and AI, but we're not letting it change, like, take away from the human factor. We are the first, as far as we know, national brokerage, soon to be national brokerage, that is also a non-wokerage. So what we mean by that is that we are not going to push any agenda, especially at the detriment of somebody else. So we are here to sell real estate, not to put a bunch of people on a pedestal or have a bunch of like celebrations. Like, we're here to sell real estate, and we are a US based company. So it is what it is. Um, and yeah, we're definitely not going to forget that the producing agent is our backbone. Oh, and she had a note there too about our leadership has experience, right? So albeit there's a couple of founders out there that have real estate experience, there are many that do not, that are out there steering these ships, trying to build these brokerages, and they have absolutely no idea what it's like to be a real estate agent, or to even be sitting across from a seller at the table and like trying to sell your services. Like, they haven't been in your shoes before, and we have. And I think that's important. So one of the other things is we're not trying to go public. We are planning on staying private. Rolex did that. We've been doing a lot of research on that. We knew from past experience that once you go public, you know, now you're answering to like investors, people that aren't in the company, and BlackRock and all these other corporations that you can't control who's buying your stock. And we would rather keep it in-house, right? We want the agents that work here and invest here, their time, their money, their minds. We want to answer to them. We want their opinion, not a bunch of others. So we really think that, you know, it's kind of gotten out of hand since one particular brand went public and everyone made a bunch of money. A couple of people made a bunch of money. uh you know, everyone's kind of chasing the dragon on that, whether it's downlines and recruiting or buying up a bunch of stock hoping that we go public someday. Like, I mean, I really hope you make millions. I just find it hard to believe. So we would rather reinvest back in the people that are here investing in us. Um, so 1.5%, so 25% of the company has been sectioned off to give shares and stock back, ownership back to the staff and agents. And I think that's key because other companies really shit on the staff. And because I've been staff, I know this firsthand. And so I really believe that the more you give back and invest and give ownership to your staff, the more they're going to genuinely want to serve agents at a high level. So you have this staff at other companies that are shit on, that are still trying to serve agents, but they get to a point where they just don't give a flying fuck anymore, frankly. Like, I've been at some brokerages where, you know, you try to ask for help and they literally treat you like garbage. So we don't want that from the very first day. Like, our staff has some ownership in the company so that they have motivation to serve you. And anyway, so 1.5% of the company is for our first 100 capping agents. So they will get more shares than any future awards. And that's whether they pay their cap up front, they've earned it in sales, or they've taken advantage of our, you know, short-term, one-time, lifetime cap opportunity. Yep, and every time it's trimming more and more services to help profit margins. Exactly. So we are built for agents who want that premium support, premium tools, clean numbers, high standards, and zero games. So if you have any questions, I mean, our join page is myrealestateco.com/join. But also, if you want to just check out our training calendar and watch recordings either through Twitch or YouTube, some of the stuff we have going on, and just get an overall vibe check to see what you think of us. Like, you can go to myrealestateco.com/training and get all of that information. So thank you, Sandy. Thank you very much. Um, it didn't show up on my screen yet because Twitch is like 30 seconds delayed. So whatever. Brian said cut teams to skeleton crews, run them to burnout, fire them, bring in fresh meat. Absolutely. So we actually have some staff at my real estate company that was literally laid off because once they built up AI, the company was like, okay, thanks, bye. Like, thanks for building your replacement. And like now, 8, 9, 10 months later, they're like walking that back. Like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Like, agents are leaving in droves because agents want automation and tools to help them do their business, but they sure as shit don't want AI and automation answering their fucking questions. Like, they can go to ChatGPT for those kind of answers. They want real, authentic experience and people to answer who actually know that. But I digress. So it is 31 minutes. I think I'm pretty good. I am excited for the time that I do this and I get to interview somebody because I know that that is more fun for people, but nobody was available tonight, just me. So you got me. Yes, exactly. They were ready to hire people back, but they hire newer people, less expensive people. They got rid of everyone who was high paying, who had time on the job. Like, those are the people that understand the company, and there's a cost to replacing them with newbies who don't know anything. So, oh, thanks, Debbie. She said agents really do need to check out our trainings. I agree. Like, our library of trainings is very extensive. Brian said 10, quote, overseas support, yes, who read a script is cheaper than 3 skilled people with experience. And that's true in like practicality, like at surface level. But is it like, once somebody really understands the culture and how something works, it just takes a long time for someone else to get trained up to that point. So, all right. Well, any final thoughts or questions? I know Twitch is 30 seconds behind, so I'll wait a few seconds, but Sandy, just let me know with a thumbs up when it's time to close her out. I always like when Sandy's like, all right, Holly, close us out. So I'll wait for that from you for the Twitch land people. So Brian said, all you have to do sacrifice is user satisfaction experience. Exactly. Um, just know that if you're an agent interested in us, we are absolutely excited to meet you and would love for you to check us out. So, all right, when in doubt, reach out, message us if you need us. We are here for you. We all started this morning with a blank slate at 0. So go out and talk to a buyer, a seller, or an agent today. Have a good one. Bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.